Salon Success Stories with Al. And, I'm so excited every time I get to bring you an outstanding woman and so that we can share time together and we can learn from each other and really develop those missing little pieces of the puzzle when it comes to our salons. Because when we're building any kind of business, we're always challenged. We're stretched constantly. And it's a good thing because this is how we evolve as human beings. We don't just stagnate and do sort of repeat things over and over. We don't want to be doing that. We want to be living. We want to be the embodiment really of change, because when you're on this planet, you're changing anyway, whether you like it or not. So let's do it for the better. And let me introduce to you today someone so special to me. I absolutely love this woman, and I love her heart above and beyond everything else. She's talented. She is an incredible she's just fabulous in the way that she loves to grow, and she's amazing. So I'm going to let you make up your mind about Alice by the end of this interview, and I'm sure you're going to love her just as much as I do. And Alice, hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, I feel really privileged actually that you said yes to me and that we're here sharing time. And as I said to you earlier when we had that small chat, I really would love for this small time that we're together, that we're impacting other women and other business owners, be they salon owners. Of course, that's our, what is our priority. But, other women watch these recordings that are in different businesses and contact me and tell me how much they love them. So I really want us to be of impact and value. I want them to impact their lives. And I know you agree, yes?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So would you like to tell everyone where you're located and a little bit about your business? Because I think that's a really good beginning.
Yes. So I am currently working out of downtown Seattle. And I'm a solo owner-operator, but I've always worked in a group environment. And I started off in this industry for my love of skincare. And I still remember the moment I decided to get into it. I was actually in the middle of writing out applications to grad school and decided, what I actually want to do is to go into the beauty industry. And that was about 7-8 years ago. And since then, I've really decided to focus and specialize a lot in eyebrows, eyelashes, and the TrueBrow system has been really instrumental in helping me get there.
Well, it was really amazing, actually, because I just heard you say you went in for skincare and then you did that shift. So how did the shift away from skincare? How did you shift away from skincare into lashes and brows? Was that like something, just a movement, an intuitive movement, or how did that happen?
I think I've always really, really loved eyebrows. I've always had a great respect for the impact it can have on a woman's appearance and even how they feel about themselves, more than eyelashes, I feel. And the shift away from skincare actually happened just because, I like to do one thing well. And this was really an opportunity for me to, instead of casting a wide net, really have an opportunity to specialize in something special.
Amazing. I love this. Even when I had my salon nearly almost 30 years ago, I was always very, very clear about that, Alice. For me, it was always about who do I bring in that's the specialist to actually give my clients the very, very best. And that's what building a brand is all about. And I'm going to talk about that because we spoke about this again earlier, which was, are you building a brand, or do you want to just own a business? For me, what I love, and it's my favorite topic of the month, and it probably will be for a long, long time, is, are you building a brand or do you own a business? I mean, it's so different in its mindset. And I wanted to talk with you about this today, and also about leadership, because you have some lovely skills in that. And I just think that you're on the precipice of just growing and growing and growing. I don't think that you're going to definitely, especially with the kind of work that you're doing, it's very beautiful how you learn and the sort of woman that you are. But when we talk about building a brand, we talk about that a lot at Brow Secrets International, don't we? It's a pretty big topic, and I bring it in a lot because I think it's really powerful. How is that for you?
For me, it really aligns with my goals, because that's definitely something that is very important to me, just to make sure that I have a very clear brand that speaks for itself. And with so many of the other trainings out there, they're just teaching you a procedure, teaching you a technique. And one of the things that has just been absolutely invaluable with joining the TrueBrow family has been that type of support with like-minded people who really are trying to build something special and unique and held at such a high standard that it speaks for itself. So
that's beautiful.
The standards and the consistency that everybody practices, I feel like it's a burden that all of us shoulder in the TrueBrow family.
It's true. It's true. You couldn't have said it better.
But then
we're creating, sorry for interrupting you, but it's like we're creating new benchmarks in the industry, aren't we, really, in the world for brows, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So it's
that's beautiful.
So special to be part of something where you're never afraid that this thing you've poured your heart and soul into isn't going to fail you in the end and water itself down. You know, the standards are there, and so it's really finding a home where, you know, I really feel that, you know, I found my people.
Oh, you found your tribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
That's what it is. And that's so beautiful. And I mean, that's exactly how I feel about you. And I feel like that about every single one of my students. Like, I love to bring them into the fold. And really, as we start to grow together, because we are like-minded. And when you come back to the idea of a brand compared to owning a business, like building a brand compared to owning a business, those two things, and the way that I present them to you always, and to everyone that's listening really, is that there are two different mindsets to that idea, you know, those two ideas actually. So one mindset is that you're building a business, which is fair, and you're going to think a particular way, you're going to make decisions differently. And correct me if I'm wrong, Alice, in anything that I'm saying, if you want to interrupt and share some of your own experiences of that. But when you're actually building a brand, your whole mindset it's just a complete shift into another way of looking at everything that you do, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. Even on a one-on-one level with your customers in a customer service situation, you know, when you're just thinking about your bottom dollar, it drives you to behave in a very different way than wanting to respect and protect and be worthy of the brand that you're representing, and making sure you're representing yourself and your business the right way.
That's really beautiful. And I think too, when you find a brand that, and this is not me talking about TrueBrow. I mean, the only reason that we're talking about it really is because we're in it, and it's the business that you're using our brand TrueBrow Secrets International in your business. But, and it's great to talk about it, but I want to just put forward that any brand that you have in your business, any brand you pick, has to be so aligned with your own values. And I think that's what you're talking about when you say about the tribe. It's kind of like really finding the values of your own brand, and then looking outside it into the world and going, well, hang on a minute, where are these values? What other brands in the world do my values actually, where do we meet? Which is the brands that meet my values? And I think that that's a very, very powerful way to build an amazing brand, because you have to. It's like attracts like, and then you're going to attract those great customers. And when you have one that maybe isn't a fit, it's okay to let it go, because the others are going to come and find you. Like, there's a real level of faith and trust in brand building, I think, when your mindset is clear and you're really aligned with what's actually true. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is leadership. You have a beautiful way of leading your clients. And when we're on the live classes on a weekly basis, and you're on and we're talking about your brow work and I'm giving you feedback, or we're chatting about, you're sharing with me how it was with that particular client, I really love the way we move through and really align ourselves with that leadership, those qualities that you have. Like, you really do have them. And how do you find that they, really having those nurtured, Alice, on a weekly basis, and really constantly, being aligned with what you love the most? Do you find that helpful?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you are doing you're doing something you love, and you are bringing it to somebody and enriching their life in the process. And then you find that because this is something that aligns with your values, it's so much easier to go with it and really get through the tough days, get through the tough clients,
Yeah.
because they're just blips on the radar. And
Yes.
you know and you just get through it, keep your chin up, and you continue doing what you love.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And, it's not denying that, we do have those days. We have those days where we are a little bit under the pump, or we have clients that are not exactly receiving what we're giving, or they're a little bit closed, or there's challenges, and how we are in that is absolutely key. And I think if foundationally we know what we're doing it for, we just can move through those times and they become less of a problem to us. I really love that. That's really, really beautiful. I want to talk about when you came to us. I know you came through the beautiful Olivia Lopez Trask, I should say. Is that right? I said that right, didn't I?
Olivia Trask Lopez.
It's the other way around. I knew I had to ask you about that. I mean, how many students do I have? Come on, give me a break. But she's so beautiful. And I know that you're friends with her and you do some work with her too. You did a lash competition recently, right?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
In the beautiful Hawaii, mind you, of course, too.
Yes. It was such hard work going to Hawaii.
Yeah, but that was tough. I know. That would have been really tough for you. I think it's really beautiful to mention Olivia in this, because and I am going to be interviewing her too. I know that she said yes to that soon, but I know that she brought quite a few of you to Brow Secrets International, didn't she? Because a lot of you had met, if you want to let everyone know. And then I want to talk about natural brow restoration, because I think everyone's dying to hear about that. But let's talk about how you actually came in and what you were doing in your business, because I know you were doing microblading at some point.
Yes.
So you go ahead and we'll sit and listen and enjoy you. Go. Tell us all about it.
Olivia and Nuri and I actually met at a microblading training in Las Vegas about 2 years ago. And we'd never worked in the same city. We'd never lived in the same city. And it was literally just life throwing us together. And we kept in touch and we made friends. And it's this beautiful, I don't even know if I should be spilling the beans here, but we have a secret group where we just throw business ideas or even pleas for help, in that group. And it's just people we've collected through various trainings that, we really jived with and connected with. And we just kept in touch. And it's just been almost like on a small scale, something very similar to what I find in the TrueBrow family. Just a lot of support from beautiful women, and the heads up that there's this wonderful lady named Elle Wilson who headed the Bend Brow Artists International, actually came through, I think from Olivia, and Nuri and I in that group, we just pounced on it. It sounded like exactly what we wanted to do, and we all did it. And so it was really serendipity. It was really nice. But I think I'm very proud of that, because this was, I feel like, our reward for being supportive of each other and being sharing and being generous, instead of being very guarded and wanting to undermine our competition. We celebrated each other instead. And so that's what actually brought us into TrueBrow. And what's really nice is we're all three of us still in TrueBrow.
That's so beautiful. You girls are all so special. You're just amazing. And, you all just sort of fell in all at the same time. And I knew that you all came from Olivia, like that was the actual point. And I know that you did a lot of microblading back then, Alice, as well. And you were very, very interested in natural restoration. You came to me, if I recall, all of you did actually come to me with the idea of being able to offer women a more natural approach and an alternative, a real alternative to their brow sort of issues.
What started off as really wanting to learn an alternative actually ended up taking over my brow services. And I became notorious for talking people out of microblading
Yeah,
before
I know.
and I'd be like, "Hey, have you tried this? Let's try this." And
Yeah.
it was just really that's what happened. And I always tell them, congratulations, I saved you $600.
Isn't it amazing? This
Mm-hmm.
is happening everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, the majority of our girls are doing this, this is what's actually going on. And it's so beautiful. Tell us more. So how are your clients actually, when you come in and you say to them, I've got an alternative for you, what's their reaction? What's their response to that? Probably unbelievable, right? They probably don't believe you.
Yeah, so many of them are relieved because they were just so convinced that tattoo was the only solution to their problems. They had asymmetry, things were sparse, and they just thought that they actually didn't want to get tattooed. And so for so many of them, it was just complete sheer relief that they didn't actually have to go down a path they didn't want to go down. They just thought it was their only option. And so they're believers.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And what I love the most is that we give women choice.
Yes.
And I think that when women are falsely believing that they need something that they don't actually really, really want, but they think it's the only alternative. And we come in as a salon owner and as a brand and we say, well, hang on, we've got more information for you. We can tell you something more that you don't actually you're not exactly aware of. Like we ignite hope inside of them. It's almost like giving them hope. And I know that that's a very special way to build loyalty with our clients. I mean, that's what I did, and that's why I had to share this, because it was astounding to me. Mm-hmm. When I fell into this and when I created the TrueBrow system and then the TrueBrow collection, the effect that it was having on the women, I mean, how much they just loved what I was giving them. And I think more than anything, more even than the brows we give them back hope, and we give them, it's almost like a bit of a miracle, isn't it? It's like saying to them, you think you couldn't have it, and look, we're showing you actually can. It's a really special connection that you make with women when you can do that.
It's beautiful when you hand them that mirror after that first design and they're stunned. So often,
yes,
I hear them say, I didn't know my brows could look like that.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. And I think one of the things is for when they're actually visiting other salons and people are telling them, well, actually you can't. Yeah, your brows don't grow. I mean, this is where the TrueBrow brand really does shine, because all of a sudden we're saying, well, hang on a minute. It's not that they're wrong. It's just they don't have the knowledge. And, when we have a lack of knowledge, we can't offer people everything. We can't give them what we don't know. So, sometimes, I don't know, in the industry, it's interesting for me as someone that actually still talks to salon owners that want to come on board, and really still in their mind, they just can't believe that we're restoring the brow. Well, what are you doing? How can you do it? And it's kind of like, for me, I'm over explaining it. We've proven it so many times. There's so much proof now in the world that this is happening, that it's sort of, you kind of have to go beyond even having to, it's definitely never trying to convince anyone, but even the explanation of it is, if you can't do it, if you can see a before and after in front of you and you don't know how to make that happen for your clients, it's almost like a responsibility for a salon owner to go, you know what, I have to bring this in, because how can I not know it? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think there's almost that element of just letting go of, needing to know and just going, I don't need to know how, but I don't need to know how they're doing it until I just have to say yes and learn how to do it, because it's just too important not to give, to not be giving women the alternative or that the opportunity to have their natural brow back. That's a pretty big flaw in, I just think, gosh, every beauty professional should actually know how to do that. And we're working on that. We've got good news coming up very soon. But what about the collection for you, Alice? How is that? I mean, I know that you use it so beautifully, and it's very different. There's nothing else like it in the industry. How is that? How is that for you? How has that been received even by your clients, really?
Oh, they love it. And I love it because it's so important for them to have something that they can use even in the process of restoration, their brows maybe are not back to 100% then yet, but with the collection, we can allow them to get it there on a day-to-day level, and it makes the
It's
growing
wonderful.
so easy. It makes everything so painless for them, this process, and it's just so beautiful. There's really nothing like it. We're always joking with this one client. She tells me, like, as I'm applying the TrueBrow collection on her brows at the end of a service, she's like, it's like watching hairs just spontaneously grow right in front of me. Watches, and she's like, I started applying it one time without giving her the mirror because I thought, you've been here 20 times already. You don't need to watch this. And she's like,
I love it.
I want to see, because it's like magic.
Isn't that fantastic? Isn't it fantastic? I love that so much. What a beautiful, beautiful story. That is just fabulous. And so, you must have plans for your business. And I mean, I've got secret plans for you too, but we won't share them right now. But I know that you would have plans for your business, and also moving forward with Brow Secrets International and TrueBrow, which I just love. So right now, you're doing a majority of brow. Is brows the majority of the work that you're doing? A restoration? Is that what people are coming to you for right now?
I feel that increasingly so. They're coming.
Yeah.
It's definitely growing. I'm trying to scale back on the amount of eyelash extensions that I do. So the lash extensions are scaling back. The brows are increasing, which I love. And being part of Brow Secrets International has really been very instrumental in helping me to make the decision to specialize and to drop all the other miscellaneous services. And I feel like I'm at a point of transition right now where I'm really stepping into being a specialist. And I love it. I should have done it ages ago.
Yeah, I love that I get to work with you to make that, that part of your dream a reality. For me, I think you are a specialist. I think you definitely have everything that it takes to really narrow in on that, like that niche, that like really go in there and give women, because you just got it all. You really do, Alice. And, you have that softness, you have that beautiful leadership quality in you. And I think that's because, I have to say, this is what I think this is about. And you tell me if it's true, because you're the one that knows, right, ultimately. Because you just love so much what you're offering them. You love TrueBrow so much. You can't help it, can you?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even offer brow waxes. That question came up in our forums one day. And as much as I'd love to be able to give people, I see the value in having a standard brow wax as an opportunity to talk to people about TrueBrow. But I know I can't. I end up doing TrueBrow. It reminds me of this episode of The Simpsons where Homer Simpson realizes he has a talent for hairdressing. And so he tries, all the ladies in Springfield want to see Homer Simpson for hairdressing. And he has this idea that maybe if he just cuts the hair very poorly, they'll stop coming to him, but he can't. And he makes this exclamation, my genius just can't be contained. And so that's how I feel. I feel like Homer Simpson. I just can't not do TrueBrows when there's a set of brows in front of me. I love it.
I think that a lot of girls feel, a lot of the women that we work with feel like that. I want to ask you something. For you, what was the process and the training like? Like, how did you find that, like, you really shifted, you girls just really moved into TrueBrow with such an incredible amount of, I don't know, it was amazing for me. I just love the way you just stepped in and started creating. How was the training for you? Like, if someone was to come in and we have set new benchmarks, it's true. So a lot of people could be feeling like, oh my God, we're never going to be able to, my salon will never get to that, or I think I'm not good enough, or I don't think that I can make it, or I can never be like, like Alice, or I can't be like, Bianca Baker in Australia, or, because our girls are followed by a lot of people. How was it for you when you came in and you actually started working with me? Because I'm pretty much on that front line when it comes to the training.
Yes.
How was it for you? Like, how was the online component, which we're now calling level 1, which is really the beginning. Mm-hmm. How was that for you when you stepped into the portal and you started looking at that material to begin with, and the orientation portal that we have for you to sort of fill you in on how to represent the brand and so on and so on? How was that for you?
You know, it was really the best of both worlds for me. It had the convenience of online training, all of the stuff, all of the things in the orientation, learning the basic terminology, finding your bearings. You know, I could do that in my own time, which was fantastic. But then when it came to the real meat and potatoes part of the training, you know, it was live, and that was absolutely invaluable. Like I tell all of the people who are interested in it, if you join it, go through the orientation, but get on those live classes as soon as you can, because the feedback is invaluable. And I tell them, you know, get ready to be challenged, get ready to be taken out of your comfort zone, you know, learn to be comfortable with discomfort. That's the fastest way you're going to grow. And it's so hands-on that it really surprised me, just for honestly the cost of joining the program, the feedback, all the knowledge, everything I've learned that I've gained back. I tell everybody this has been the best investment of my entire career, because so many trainings they take you through, and then you're just like birds, you know, it's like, you know, just kick them out of the nest and hope you fly. And I might be here to answer an email or two if you can get a hold of me again. You know, that's how a lot of the trainers are. But you're so available, and the feedback you give is it's so immediate. Also, what I really loved was just the immediacy and all the advice. There is really no other training that can compare with the amount of knowledge you get back. And you really get back from this program as much as you put in. And so I just keep trying to put in as much as I give. And you've kept up with me every step of the way.
I have. Yeah, it's been hard. Hey, but you have. And, you know, I really love that you say that, because, you know, anyone can get to being able to create the TrueBrow. I mean, everybody, as long as they're doing the work, you know, it really is that. So it's not a question of can I or can't I. It's a question of do I want to, or don't I want to. It really is that, you know, because I think that the way that we've created the training programs, which thank you so much for sharing that, Alice, is really truly about giving everyone an opportunity, a chance. Like, I know I'm going to be meeting you personally, because we haven't met yet, in Vegas. Is that right? I'm meeting you in Vegas in January. I can't wait for January. I'm so excited. I'm going to meet all these American girls, all my American girls that I've just I've gotten to know online, and I haven't actually met them. So we're going to be all hugged out by the end of those 3 days. But you know, the beauty is that we haven't even met personally, and we've got this incredible connection, and we've done such incredible work together, and we're continuing to do that. It's extraordinary, isn't it? And I think because of the strong IT background that we bring into our education, I mean, you know, it's pretty amazing. And I think it's probably the first time that it's been done in the brow industry, and where, you know, even probably the beauty industry, really, in the way that we do it. And I mean, you know, it's a lot of work. You know, Al works hard, there's no doubt. But, you know, I know that to create new benchmarks, new best practice for brows in the beauty industry and in the world, it's not a small feat, you know. So each and every one of you that puts in all this incredible effort, it just amazes me. And you definitely have done that. So that's extraordinary. And I love that we've shared this time together. And I know that, Kira, you wanted to share with everyone.
Yeah, we might just get everyone to let us know where they're watching from, even if they're watching the replay, to share with us. And if they have any questions they want to ask, please leave them in the comments below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you, Kira. She's fantastic. She's always she's like if I don't have Kira, that's it. Forget it, girls. We're done. You know? Thanks, Kira. Thank you. So yes, if you are watching this later, we will put this up even on the Brow Secrets International website. We're going to give you access to it everywhere so that you can listen and you can really hear from our community, our voice. They are our voice. It's not us. And we love sharing the stories of these beautiful, brilliant women, really, that are just so, so special. I mean, they amaze me all the time. And I'm just responding constantly to everything that they're putting forward and asking of me. And I think that's how it works in the world, really. Alice, I want to thank you. You're absolutely beautiful. You're funny. You are talented. You are an incredible leader. And I love the way that you move in your business. And all I can see is great things. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I know how precious it is. And you just came back from a holiday, by the way, didn't you? Did you take a break?
I did. Short little trip to Disneyland. I think.
Really? And how was it?
It was a lot of fun, but I don't think I want to have children anytime soon.
Well, other people can have the children, and you can just go to Disneyland and then get your fill and then just leave again.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alice. Would you like to share anything else with our beautiful audience at all?
Well, just thank you so much for tuning in. Elle is a fantastic resource and mentor, and absolutely honored to join you on this little web chat. And I can't wait to see you in January.
Yes, it's going to be so much fun. And we're going to let everybody see how exciting January is for all of us. We're going to share lots of footage of that of our time as guests in the USA. We can't wait, and we're looking forward to seeing all of our girls over there. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and listening to our little chat. And we're going to be back with lots more value, and very soon. Take care, Alice. Big hugs.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.